BBN Jack Frost, what's up, party people? Well, first of all, before we go any further, I want to actually give thanks to who I heard the story from, so I can let everybody know who I heard the story from. I actually picked it up off of Hip Hop Classics Daily, so y'all can also go over there and hear his take on it. Hip Hop Classics Daily. That's where I picked the story up from. Let you see what it is. Okay, now this is interesting. I'm gonna explain why this is interesting, and this is what a lot of I'm trying to show y'all, but it's not working. Okay, there you go. We almost had it. All right, it ain't gonna work. Shout out to that shit. Um, so I have a take on this. It's a pretty interesting take, I think, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. Besides that, we're going to discuss the headline first, obviously. So that's going to probably be 20, 30 minutes. So everybody that don't want to stay for the whole entire show, you don't have to stay. You could just hear the headline 20, 30 minutes and then you can bounce. There's a couple of other things that I also want to discuss. Also, that's going to be after that. Um, I wanted to discuss uh how those girls that were on the Trump, the girl that Trump pulled out and was like, oh, she went to some school and he helped her out. How yeah, she wasn't in a failing school and she always had attended a popular charter school off of the rip. So Trump just went out there and literally lied to the American people about what school that girl did and didn't go to, and made them part and parcel of a freaking um a hoax on America. Made them made that little black family right there part of a conspiracy, a hoax against America. So salute to Trump. We're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna talk about this Peter madness. When now Peter says that we can't call our pets pets. So I don't know what's going on with that. Also, today we want to acknowledge Denzel Washington for Black History Month. Shout out to Complex. We want to acknowledge Denzel Washington today for Black History Month. Shout out to Complex. Um, and that's basically what we are going to be getting into. Also, did anybody see the video where that police officer is yoking up that little teenage kid? We're also going to try to get into a conversation with that, as we could see. My son, if you want to be even kept up on the subject even more, and you are IG guy, you got to follow my son. He's up on it. All right, so let's do roll call and get to this. What's up, Greedy Pez? How you doing this morning? Shout out to you, my brother Black Wolf. Happy to see you up in here. What up, P from Jersey? Haven't seen you in a while. My brother P from Jersey says, good morning, Frost and BBN crew. Salute. You already know what it is. What up, James S? James S says BBN. What up, Home Team Network? Home Team Network, I wanted to talk to you. Okay, so the other day you thought that I kicked that good lady a little bit too quick and I should have put her on the timeout, and I want to say that you are 100% correct. If you ever, I'm talking only to you, Home Team Network, if you ever in the future think that I've been a little bit too harsh on somebody with a kick, I want you to say it in the chat. I want to hear your opinion on it, because I think I was a little bit too harsh. I was too quick. But I do want to explain my reasoning for that. I don't want every single conversation we have to now turn into men against women conversation. And I just feel like in one of the main reasons why I thought that we had to let that young lady go is because we're not going to turn every single conversation into a war of the sexes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it had nothing to do with one being a man and one being a woman or whatever. There's much better women, I'm guessing, that she could have. Actually, I can't think of any. Like, just in general. So there's not really no one else she could have named. This is something that we was discussing that is inherently a it seems like a black American male problem. But we weren't trying to make it a war against the women. We were just pointing out something. So you are correct, my brother. I agree with you. I wish I could have took her off for get out the graveyard, but you seen what the graveyard looked like. That ain't happening. What up, NC rah rah? Pardon me, everybody, for having to go through all of that, but I need to discuss that with the brother. What up, NC rah rah? How y'all doing this morning? What up, Christian Cedeno? How you doing, Big Hats? What up, DSTN? Rue Jones, salute, my brother. Happy to see you up in here today. What up, Miguel A? Haven't seen you in a while. Success often, consistently, sequentially. I was thinking of a different word and shit, but it like sequentially was the wrong word, but I was stuck on that word. Anyway, how you doing today? Big Hat says, damn, I like Tax, but to expose Nore for telling you that if it's true is sucker shit. People do sucker shit all day, every day on the internet nowadays, my dude. I have people running around trying to tell people I mess with little kids because they want to destroy my channel. People do sucker shit all the time. I don't know what to tell you. I just gotta ignore it because what I'm gonna do. What up, Deshaun Ragsdale? How you doing? What up, J Rav? J Rav says tax on some bullshit. Knock it off. I'm gonna explain to you what I believe happened. Um, what up, Soto Zen? Rastafari, how you doing? Deborah Ryan, Deborah Bryan, pardon me, Illusion, how you doing today? All right, so I'm gonna explain to you real quick the way that I see it. What up, Magnum, John Becknell? I'm gonna explain to you what I see, right? So Taxstone finally did an interview. I didn't get an opportunity to hit an interview. I just heard Hip Hop Daily's breakdown of it, right? Hip Hop Daily Uncensored, I believe that's the channel. I heard their breakdown of it. What up, Wayno? What up, Gully Boy? I heard their breakdown on it, right? So I'm gonna tell you what I believe happened real quick. Um, let's take a vote. Do y'all want me to tell you what I believe happened as far as the 50 Cent side of the story about probably happened back then? Or do y'all want me to tell y'all about why Tax said what he said? Because it's two different, like, it's these, like, I understand why Tax said what he said. And I don't know if if the shit he's saying is the truth. But we don't, do we know Tax the lie? I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all both. I wanted to know which one you wanted first. Like, Tax seemed like, do we know Taxstone the lie? You understand what I'm saying? So, all right, so I start with the 50 Cent side. There's been 50 Cent snitch rumors going on forever. People have forever have been saying that 50 Cent messes with the feds. This is a whole fact. These things have been going on forever. This is not anything new. All right, so we get this. We don't know how true it is. You understand what I'm saying? And to be perfectly honest with you, with the situation that just happened with Takashi 6ix9ine, that's one of the main reasons why 50 Cent had to distance himself from that situation, because of past accusations. He probably didn't even want it to look like there was any kind of he didn't want anybody to make an assumption like anything that 6ix9ine might do was by his tutelage. You understand what I'm saying? So P Mex says Taxstone is a liar. Free Troy Ave. Big Hat said if your homie tell you something in private and you run back and tell the world, that's some sucker shit. I agree with you. I agree. I agree that is some sucker shit. Big Hats. I'm not arguing that. That's some sucker shit. That's a whole fact. So basically, pardon me. Basically, N.O.R.E and Ja Rule live next door to each other. I'm guessing that this is around the time that Ja Rule had problems with the feds. Remember when Ja Rule was when the feds was all up in Murder Inc. shit? I'm guessing this is around that time. Because N.O.R.E says the feds came to his crib. I'm not pardon me. Taxstone is saying that N.O.R.E said. So these are all allegations. Everything that I'm saying is allegations. Taxstone is saying that N.O.R.E told him that the feds came to his crib. I'm not 100% sure if he said that they searched his crib or if they just asked him questions. But at the end of the day, what he said the feds told them is that the reason why they was there is because 50 Cent basically sent them. Now, my whole thing is this. We know the feds lie. They can tell you anything to get anything out of you. It's literally in law. I'm not going to say feds. I'm going to say law enforcement in general. What up, DJ Bandana Black salute. He said checking in from the 716. Shout out to the BBN fam. Hashtag I am Buffalo. Shout out to DJ Bandana Black. Rue Jones said N.O.R.E probably promised Taxstone something and didn't hold his word and got fed up and now he bugging on N.O.R.E. Hold on. So one thing at a time, Rue. That's all I'm saying. Why you do that all the time, Rue? You jump right all the way to the end. I should have started on that side. Anyway, Crisis Black says, seems like every year they rehash 50 Cent as a snitch stuff. Yet the fact is that Bimmy, the right hand man of 50's enemy supreme, said it himself that 50 was a gangster and a real dude. Bimmy said that? Salute. Everybody said that sucker shit, Lex. I can't let that comment go through because there's way too much cursing, especially for this early in the morning. Woo-sa. Woo-sa. So hold on. Let me finish telling y'all what was said. Just for anybody that don't know yet. So Benny said that on Queen's Flip. Salute. That's a fact. So hold on. So let me tell you. So hold on. Let me tell you. So N.O.R.E. Taxstone is saying that N.O.R.E. told him that the feds came to his crib, and when the feds came to his crib, he said 50 sent them. Now, N.O.R.E. and Ja Rule live next door to each other. And Ja Rule said that the only person, pardon me, N.O.R.E. told Taxstone, or at least Taxstone is telling us that N.O.R.E. told him that the only person that knew where he lived was 50 Cent. The only person that knew that they lived next door to each other was 50 Cent. Now, what I'm saying is I don't know because the police say all types of stuff sometimes. And so maybe they did, maybe they didn't tell him that. Maybe they told him that and was telling the truth. Maybe they told him that and was lying. Who knows? But at the end of the day, he did live next door to somebody who was under an investigation. They worked in the same field, and it could be seen as they might be social. Deshaun Ragsdale said Tax is trying to start beef with 50 and N.O.R.E. New to the situation. I don't with a question mark. It was a question. Focus says Taxstone is bringing up N.O.R.E. because N.O.R.E. brought Troy Ave on his podcast. Bingo. That's exactly why he's doing it. But could we stop putting the cart in front of the horse? So we're putting the cart before the horse because it might be a little bit more to that focus. All right. So check this out. So now that's what I was just about to bring up. So we'll go right into it. That was the second side of it. That the only reason why Taxstone is probably coming out with this right now has directly to deal with the fact that he had Troy Ave on his show. And I saw the Troy Ave interview, right? This is coming. I saw the Troy Ave interview. I do not think that Taxstone was overly courteous to him. I don't I don't think that I don't think that N.O.R.E. I don't think that N.O.R.E. allow for Troy Ave to disrespect Taxstone in that situation in no way. I thought N.O.R.E. handled it in a really classy manner. And at the end of the day, what we have to remember is that's N.O.R.E.'s show, but he still has bosses. Troy Ave talked in circles for like 2 hours. I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm gonna 100% agree with you on that. He talked in circles for about 2 hours. But just so we could be clear on something, I sometimes find myself talking in circles if I don't think I got my point across. So we don't know the motivations. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, so when we had OG Product on here, OG Product was just I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but Troy Ave wasn't doing that. What up, Sule? What up, Brian Spikes? Big Hat says, police will lie and give you a fake informant name, but they not giving up their real informant till trial. That's a whole fact. But why would they give up their real informant? You think they're trying to fail? What up, Gooch? What up, Dirt? Flower? You think they trying to fail? You think the police is pulling up trying to fail? Um, Mr. Motivation says, I think N.O.R.E's proven that he's been compromised. He won't ask the questions we want answered. Um, I think to get to where N.O.R.E's at, you have to have a certain level of compromise. There's certain people that you can't piss off, and there's certain people that you have to make happy. So we gotta also remember this, like unless we're gonna really support the real, you can't be upset at somebody for thinking about their career unless we're gonna really be out here supporting the real. Because I know quite a few people who be on the internet talking real shit, and then I see clowns get support. So unless we're gonna be actively out here making sure that we support the real, we can't talk about N.O.R.E being compromised. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Um, J Rap says that's not true. Everybody knows N.O.R.E and Ja was neighbors. They said it on Drink Champs. I'm telling you the story that Taxstone told. That's what I'm telling you. So please don't argue with me. Taxstone told a story. I'm telling you about the story Taxstone told. I wasn't there. Or I'm telling you about the story that Daily Hip Hop Unleashed. God dang it. I want to make sure I get their name right. I'm telling you about the story that Hip Hop Classics Daily said. That's what I'm telling you about. What up, crazy? Me? Salute. I think that there's probably been a lot of shenanigans happening behind the scenes. Ben Baller podcast. Appreciate you, Gully Boy. That's where he did the interview at Ben Baller. Now check this out. Imagine if this is what I keep trying to tell people. For future reference, right? I don't care who you are, anybody. Future reference. If I ever interview anybody ever in my life, and you're their adversary, and they come on my show and they talk about you, you are more than welcome to come on the show to defend yourself. Period. Unless you start calling me all type of BS N words, and I don't know if I can have you on the program. But but just in generally speaking, if I ever have anybody on and they come on my show and they say your name and they talk crazy about you, I feel an obligation to allow you the same opportunity and the opportunity to defend yourself. The question is, was Taxstone trying to get a word out through N.O.R.E, and N.O.R.E didn't allow for it to happen because his people, like maybe they didn't, because somebody said something earlier. I don't know this to be true, but maybe Tax was trying to get his call in on N.O.R.E show, and they dubbed him. DSTN said my only problem with Troy was how fast he switched up. The streets is a myth. That myth back your career. Just say you use the streets then. Um, I don't know. I have no opinion. I have no opinion on that particular way that he does that. I've met him in real life. I've seen the kind of like vibe he has, and um I think N.O.R.E could have did it better on an interview because I've seen N.O.R.E interview other people. N.O.R.E is really, I've seen N.O.R.E take people apart. N.O.R.E's good at this. Okay? N.O.R.E could have did a much better interview. I think that the interview wasn't better because of how N.O.R.E felt about Troy Ave. I don't, that's my opinion. So when I see people mad that Troy Ave came on the program, I'm like, you can see, you could see that N.O.R.E wasn't jacking this dude. I don't know no way to say it. Like you can see it, you know, like so. I don't understand why people are so mad at N.O.R.E for having him on the show. To be honest with you, Focus says I agree. Plus he put DSCN said something. Then Focus said I agree. Plus he put out an album after he started talking that streets is a myth thing, and on the album he talked like a big drug dealer shit. Okay, so yeah, he seems shifty as hell, right? Like that's what's like. I met the guy in person, and N.O.R.E could have did better with that interview. I agree. Like that was not N.O.R.E at his best. That's all I'm saying, and that's all I'm saying. That was not N.O.R.E at his best. But I think it's because the way I think you could see that N.O.R.E had a strong feelings at that moment. You understand what I'm saying? Because to me, it looked. I'm looking at N.O.R.E just from his body language and just looking at his. He looks pissed off to me. Like N.O.R.E looks upset at to me. So to me, he looks pissed off. To me, he looks upset. Mr. Motivation said that will be consistent with people who've said N.O.R.E has ducked guests in the past. Okay, so sometimes you can't get an interview with a person unless you agree not to talk about certain shit. And sometimes the only way you can get an interview with a person is if you agree to talk about certain shit. So I get it that you guys are like, he should have asked them this. Like somebody just said, as far as the Nas interview, he should have asked them about Jay. Who who owns they're on Revolt, right? Drink Champs is on Revolt, right? What is Drink Champs on? Revolt? Tax tricked himself out of his whole entire freedom and his whole entire spot. Tax is the number one reason why I will not come on the internet talking crazy. Revolt, right? Diddy, right? So think Diddy got him working for him, and Diddy is gonna let him do something he don't want him to do. Diddy ain't dumb. Diddy know how to run. Tax is definitely real. Title was owned by who? Who's Title owned by? You thought that Nas was gonna go on a show that's on Title and talk about who? You wanted to know why he didn't ask him about Jay Z? I'm gonna explain to y'all something about Jay Z real quick, right? I'm gonna explain to y'all something about Jay Z real quick. Please, just it's gonna take a couple of minutes. I want y'all to pay attention to this. People always get mad at blacks when we make a little bit of money and they say, yo, why ain't we put money back into the hood to help people? Right? Did y'all see how much money Jay-Z had to make until he could start giving back? You have to make so like you start making like $10 million, you know they monitor your dollars, they monitor what you spend. You think if you out here making $10 million, but you also putting that money into helping to build community, you know what certain people might decide to do? You know what? Maybe he doesn't need $10 million. Maybe he only need five. Now he's still giving back to the community. So they're like, you know what? Maybe he doesn't need $5 million. Maybe he only needs one. Now he's still giving back to the community. Then they're like, you know what? Maybe this guy has a drug problem. You get what I'm saying? So look how high Jay-Z had to get before he could start even giving back publicly to the community. Because Jay-Z is so high now where they can't make him go broke by sending him to court. Because that's how they do you. They send you to court. Why you think allegations come up and people be like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking settle it out of court. I don't want to go to court. I'm not getting messing around with this. Why do you think people do that? Jay-Z got so much money now, they can't make him go broke. Jay-Z's smart. He went and got a wife years ago. Yeah, but focus. You missed the point of what I was trying to say. Could we all clap for focus for missing the whole entire point of what I just said? Could we just clap for him? Slow clap. Could we get some slow claps? That's a clap, a ton in those 3 dots, then another clap and 3 dots, and then another clap. Could we get a slow clap for focus for missing the entire point of what I just said? So the point being is, if we have somebody that's that powerful that now they can literally donate to the community and other bodies of powers can't even make them go broke, you think that he's gonna ask Nas about Jay-Z on Drink Champs? I put up a video about Jay-Z once. I got a letter from his lawyer. Okay? That's not happening. Shout out to Jay-Z. And by the way, they were right. By the way, I said something. I didn't phrase it well. They contacted me, and they were 100% right. I was in the wrong. See, I don't know. That's just the way I am. I think that the only way to improve ourselves is by actually admitting when we're wrong. Don't let other people try to tell you when you're wrong, though, because people try to tell you you're wrong when you're right. So you gotta have a sense of self. Anyway, I believe that there's a good chance. I don't know this to be a fact. This is just me assuming right now, just so you can be clear. Oh, that's what you say in focus? Okay, you're right then. But I like this slow clap thing. We need to start doing that to people. I like this slow clap thing though. We need to start doing that to people. When people tell corny jokes and shit. That's, yo, if you ever see that anywhere else, you know where that's from. We need to this needs to be a thing. This needs to be a thing. This whole slow clap, that needs to be a thing. BBN started this. Everybody that's here right now, y'all know y'all never seen this anywhere else. So if you start seeing the slow clap, let's see how strong our influence and power is. Anyway, Ricardo Jones says, taxing cast have love for each other. Oh, we're gonna be ending early today because y'all know that I'm helping shoot the documentary for the Crip documentary with Melissa Blue and Melissa Blue, she's from Europe. So and her team, her production company or whatever they got over there. So I'm helping them shoot. So and we got some editing and stuff like that to do today. Keep trying to tell y'all like this is not on Jack Frost. So we're gonna be in there early today, but not yet. With that being said. Yo, I'm telling y'all, we're gonna make the slow clapper thing. And we're gonna see just how we're gonna see the type of influence that I didn't say nothing about the term slow clap. That got slow. I'm talking about running the emojis like that. Could we get a slow clap for Derek Wilson? Could everybody do a slow clap for Derek Wilson for not understanding that we're talking about putting the emojis together like that and not the actual term, the words? I told you, man. They're out there. They're in the bushes being being slow. They out there in the bushes, yo. He thought I meant the words. Oh man, let's get back to what we doing. Oh man. No, we still talking about it. My apologies, Fat Eddie. Let's get back to it. I'm laughing because what the hell? Yes, that's hilarious. All right, let's go. So basically, basically, if you really listen to the Taxstone situation, Taxstone is coming out and saying it now. I wouldn't be surprised if Taxstone wanted to try to get a word or two out on Drink Champs some way, or maybe not on Drink Champs, but be like, yo, why can't you go on live with me? Because if you go on live with me, or you take a phone call with me from, you could take a phone call. Can't go on live with me in jail, but you could take a phone call from me. You understand what I'm saying? And from the phone call, we could be on your live. You could do that. You could do something. You just gave Troy Ave an interview. There's something that you could do. It's a possibility that it was reached out like that. That's a possibility that, and if you want to know if I stayed on topic, I actually did. After all of the shenanigans I was talking about previously, how if you ever had a problem with somebody that said something on my show, I would always allow for you to come on to defend or present your position. And I believe that there's a good chance that that's exactly what happened. There's a good chance that that's what happened, because at the end of the day, I would have reached out to him just in general. This is just me speaking. Like, I would have tried to reach out to him just in general. Like, yo, look, I had somebody come on my show. They said something about you. I don't know if it's accurate, but I don't. That's the narrative. Unless you have something to say. I feel like I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I 100% understand the situation in regards to um the shoddy situation when we had Fubanger come on and Fubanger said whatever he said. I wish it would have been dope if somebody would have reached out to me, even if they didn't want to come on the show and say and give me some kind of something for me to go off of. But if they would have came on the show, that would have even been better. Yo, look, this didn't happen, yada yada. Because now we went a whole bunch of months before we actually found out how did they get that information from Shotty's phone. Whereas if we would have spoke to somebody, maybe they could have said, yo, look, Shotty didn't give them nothing. They went to the fucking phone company. They went directly to the phone company. You understand what I'm saying? Because if somebody would have said that to me then, and I would have even thought about that myself, I would have said, you know what? They do keep records for a long time. And then now that would have been the conversation that I could have then invited Fu back on and then had a conversation with him about that. Look, are you sure? But that's how it works. So when nobody said nothing at all publicly, you don't give us anything to. I know sometimes us in the media, we're not talking about you because of something, because of you. We're talking about you because you orbit something that we're speaking about. Sometimes we are talking about you. You understand what I'm saying? So I get it. Nobody wanted to say anything because they didn't want to hurt any chances that he might have in court. But saying that you didn't wasn't involved in something isn't gonna hurt your chances in court. You understand what I'm saying? It's one of his peoples would have reached out to me and just said, "Yo, look, they got the information from Jack. These niggas is lying to you, or Jack, he's wrong because in reality, he didn't. Fool could have thought that the information came from Shotty because he didn't know that it came from them going directly to the phone company. Anyway, I talk about this often because out of all of the things that has been reported on this channel, this is probably the one thing that has that we had somebody come on and we did an interview with them, and I'm proud of the interview, but at the end of the day, I can't control what other people say. So I'm proud of the way I conducted myself during the interview, but at the end of the day, I can't control what somebody says. You'll be surprised at the people I turned down for an interview. Just because I thought they would come on and just talk trash about somebody, and I just like, why? I don't. Like you gotta, there's a ton of channels out here that want beef, that want to keep beef going. You can literally go interview with one of those guys and do your beef on their channel. I don't really care to have beef going. Big Hat says, didn't Star Brim take over Tax Show and didn't she have problems with N.O.R.E? Star Brim was pissed off, if you remember. She talked crazy about N.O.R.E. Then N.O.R.E went dead to his live and called her out and told her to tell dudes to pull up. And for everybody that don't know, like N.O.R.E's not a sucker. Like so one, he didn't say anything about doing anything directly to her. He did speak about you gotta, get your homies, this and this and that. You know, he told her homies to pull up. That's a fact, Gully Boy. That's what he said. He said told her homies to pull up. So in regards to all of that, yeah, there was a beef, there was an argument. Um, I think she talked so crazy about him when she did her little when she went off that he was supposed to give her back that same energy, or he was supposed to give her the complete 100% opposite. There is no in the middle, so he decided to give her the same energy. Um, and I don't think he was wrong, but at the same time, I don't know the intricacies of the whole entire issue, so she might not have been wrong either. Recently, we had a situation where Snoop Dogg spoke out against Jagel King, and I told y'all his first rant, even though he backtracked off of it some and let us know that he didn't mean for it to, because he doesn't want nobody to hurt her. Nobody wants anybody to hurt Gayle King. Like if you want Gayle King to get hurt, something wrong with you. We don't want Gayle King to get hurt. We don't want Oprah to get hurt. Nobody wants anything bad to happen to these women. At least I don't. So the whole point is that, God dang it. Anyway, so she went hard on Tax. Okay, so when Snoop Dogg said what he said and he was so aggressive, um, sometimes you got to come out like that just to and then back off, because sometimes people don't understand how serious you are until you make yourself bigger. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes standing there at your normal size, people don't understand how serious you are. Like, let's say if you was watching Dragon Ball Z and you see Goku just in his regular way, you like, yeah, this guy's not serious. Like, he's fighting. You're like, oh man, I can't wait for Goku to get serious. And then you see the motherfucker blue head pop, first the yellow head, then the blue head pop up. You're like, he's serious now. It's the same thing. So what what Snoop decided to do. Snoop decided to come straight out with he came straight with the fucking the fucking God Goku and shit, the blue head shit, like off the rip. So point being is, then he backed up off of that to let people know that that's not his intent. But you wouldn't have understood how hurt what you did made me if I didn't talk to you like that. So I believe that that's what Snoop's position is, and I believe that that's why Star Brim came out and said what she said the way that she said it, because what you did really hurt. Like, I'm not angry at you because I'm angry at you. I'm angry at you because the thing that you did emotionally affected me in a negative way. So even though I don't agree with what Star Brim was saying, because I hate when we have females that just talk to men like a man isn't a man. I just can't stand it. I think us as men, we need to talk to our women like they're women also. Let's be clear on that. But I just can't stand it. So I don't like what she said, but I understand why she said it. Okay, nobody talking. I don't know what you just said, wildlife. We can't let none of that go through. Way too much cursing, but I don't understand what that meant. If I understood it, I would probably have just read it without the curses. But that I can't understand that. Yo, what up, Cheddar? What up, G's? So yeah. So once again, 50 Cent gets called a snitch. Just want to take a quick vote. Who believes 50 Cent is a snitch? You believe 50 Cent is a snitch? You're like, 50 Cent is not a snitch. Who believes 50 Cent is a snitch? Could we get a quick vote? I'm just curious. I have no opinion on this, by the way. I have no opinion on this. Tada, I say, yeah, watch power. Send me something on. Oh, yeah. I seen the thing you sent me. I saw it. Yeah, I seen that. I don't, please, I don't want to know nothing about that individual. Let that guy do what he's doing. I have no real opinion on whether 50 Cent is a snitch or not. I mean, see, this is the problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. You ever had somebody do something that affected you positively? You had nothing to do with the thing that was done, but people believe that you were behind it because it affected you positively? I'm going to say that again. You ever had somebody else do something that affected you positively? And because it affected you positively, people thought you did it? Because a lot of the stuff people are trying to say 50 Cent snitched on, I'm like, I don't know. Like, a lot of this shit is just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. A bum, a rap, and a rat, and a rapist. That's a fact, Cheddar. Mr. Motivation said, I don't think he personally said anything that could be classified as snitching. On top of that, right? Why would N.O.R.E say he's a snitch even if, like, was N.O.R.E doing something with Ja Rule for the feds to have to come to his house? Because even if, like, do you understand what I'm saying? They still need a search warrant, right? They still had to get a search warrant. I think they was just, fucking with N.O.R.E to try to put pressure on N.O.R.E because they was trying to go after Ja Rule. Quite possibly all it could have been. Period. God, period. That's all it could have possibly have been. What up, Michael Meath? But my point is, that's what I think. Like, that happens. You understand what I'm going to tell you about something real quick, right? So I used to work at this job, right? And I was Focus Source said, from what I understand, N.O.R.E is calling 50 a snitch because the cops showed up in N.O.R.E's house with papers, right? The FBI supposedly came to N.O.R.E's house. Okay, so this is the story Taxstone is saying. Taxstone is saying that N.O.R.E told him that the feds pulled up to his crib. And when he asked the feds why they was there, they said 50 sent them. That's what I heard on Daily Hip Hop. Let me give Homeboy his just due. Hip Hop Classics Daily. That's what I heard. That's what he said. Now we're discussing that. The actual interview is on somebody else's channel. Because Taxstone called into a radio station or something like that, and he spoke with them. Somebody had the name up there earlier. I can't remember. Baller Podcast. Thank you. Ben Baller Podcast. First of all, anybody recording anybody's conversation, I mean, I guess like people that's a straight liar, you got to record their conversations because I don't record people conversations, but when people just straight liars, you got to record their conversation. And some people just got mental health issues. You had one dude recording a conversation trying to like act like he was punking me, but at the same time he was talking about how he's God. And like I'm not arguing with no dude walking around talking about, yo, I'm God, I'm the savior. I'm like, I can't win this fight. If I beat you up, they're gonna say I'm beating up a mentally disturbed guy. I'm gonna get in trouble. If I lose the fight, then people gonna be like, yo, how you let this mentally disturbed guy beat you up? So I can't win at all in that situation. So once somebody start talking about how they God, they was sent from heaven and all of this, and they producing miracles and they making people that with spinal injuries walk and all that other stuff, nah, you win, homie. Like, what the hell am I doing? People from a distance, they can't tell who's who. Mike the Don said, police do that. The hood, when you know troning to get could you write so I could read it? Can you please stop trying to be cool? If you keep writing like that, I'm not reading none of them shits out loud. I'm not gonna say that's it. I gotta be able to read it, right? Wildlife says, meaning if a man goes telling about a conversation he had with another man, what that make him? People do that to me all the time. I've done been I've been audio recorded on the phone about 2 or 3 times by people that want to get into an argument with me. And I be thinking to myself, I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing this. I back straight out the argument. Whatever you want, homie, you right. I'm not doing that. I don't even understand arguing over the phone in the first place. My last argument over the phone was like literally, what year is this? It was like in 2016. My last argument over the phone was in 2000. Like now I'm just cognizant of it. That's all I can say. I try not to argue over the phone. It probably has happened, but you know, I try not to argue over the phone. Don't make sense. What the fuck am I arguing with you over the phone for? I'm never trying to hurt nobody's feelings. So all we could do over the phone is say shit to try to hurt each other's feelings. I'm never trying to hurt nobody's feelings. So why am I arguing with you? That shit don't make no sense. I got bet. You know what I'm doing? I could be clipping my fingernails right now. I don't have to be doing this. I could be watching water boil. I could be doing something else other than like that's how I think about arguing with people. I could be what the hell? I could be disassembling all the 2-ply um sheets of toilet tissue and then reassembling them shits. Anything else is better than this shit. I don't know. This is retarded. Um, yeah, so I don't know. People just that's just the new thing. Remember when these guys came on radio and was talking about they had actual paperwork proving that 50 was a snitch and then that was proved to be a lie? So at this point, you need to show me something. I gotta cut this. Really do gotta cut this. Yeah, so at this point, you gotta show me something. Then them dudes go on the radio station with paperwork, and then it was proven that the paperwork that they went on the radio station with was a lie. Am I wrong? Didn't that happen? Didn't that happen? These dudes went on a radio station, right? Whatever New York radio station that was, talking about they had paperwork proving that 50 Cent was a snitch. They went on the radio station, and then later it was proven that that paperwork was false. That happened. If I'm wrong, please somebody tell me. Maybe I remember it wrong. The order of protection, that was real. And for everybody that don't know, you can have an order of protection. An order of protection could be put on a person even if you don't want one. Like an order of protection could be put on somebody even if you don't want one. Bimmy really revealed something when he said that 50 was the Streets and Murder Inc. warrant. That's been conveniently struck from the record. Shaking my head. Oh wow, Bimmy said that. 50 got money. He could make it go away. Irv and Ja, same paperwork French just had. Yeah, it's fake, right? And like, isn't that? Yeah, you don't have to like if something like if you stab me, right? I don't have to ask the court for a restraining order. They're gonna give me a restraining order whether I ask for one or not. You stab me. They're gonna be like, you gotta stay away from that guy. The hell? Then like what the hell? You don't gotta ask for a restraining order. That's the thing that killed me. Which star said he seen the paperwork? Which star? Star? All star? Yo, can I get some ladybugs in the comment section, please? Isn't that crazy? I read the word star. The engineer snitch, not 50. I don't know. Star said he saw it, but which paperwork are we talking about that Star said he saw? Because the order of protection is real. That's a whole fact. The FBI said the paperwork was fake. But you already know what I think. We can't always believe what the fuck the FBI said. But at this point, we're gonna go with what the FBI said because we're gonna go with what the FBI said at this point. But we can't always believe what the FBI say, man. But we have not believed the last couple of things that they said, so we're gonna believe this one. We're gonna play the gamble. Oh, he just wrote the word ladybug and he thought it was gonna turn into an emoji. That's all the ladybugs I get? Y'all crazy. Yeah, the order of protection is real. But you could get an order of protection, like I said, if somebody come and stab me and I'm laid up in the hospital, I ain't talk to no attorney, I ain't talk to nobody, I ain't speak to nobody, I'm laid up in the hospital, they fighting to save my life. They gonna give me an order of protection. That dude stabbed me. Big Lou says 50 already explained and admitted to the paperwork, but he's not the one that snitched. Oh, like somebody just said, his engineer snitched. So once again, that's not 50. Yeah, order of protection. Yo, there's people that got order of protections against people that they never want to order protections against in the first damn place. I'm telling you, order protection is real. Salute the Star though. Shout out to the Star Report. Yeah, salute the Star. Shout out to the Star Report. That's our big brother network. Yeah, so 50 ain't snitch. Monica Kendra Whitehead in here. What up, Monica? That's crazy how all of y'all got green names and I didn't see y'all dropping ladybugs when I asked for ladybugs. Like y'all got green names and I asked for something. Y'all supposed to drop it. I'm just saying. Star is not your brother. I need to go on the show just so I can call him my brother. He lets me call him my brother though. Shout out to Star. That's crazy though. I asked for ladybugs. All of y'all got green names and was not throwing up ladybugs. That's crazy. Anyway. Um during the N.O.R.E episode. Let me call him brother. Shout out to Star. My brother. Yeah, he lets me call him brother. That's my brother, Star. Salute. Anyway, um, that's just generally the level I like dealing with people on though. You feel me? Like if I fuck with you, I fuck with you for real. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Yes. Ladybug is our favorite. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody tell you different. What was I talking about? Hey, what up, Whitney Hunter? Shay Lacey. Let's get back to it. So, yeah, so at this point, somebody is gonna have to actually show me paperwork with 50 Cent's damn signature. They're gonna have to have Curtis Jackson's signature on the paperwork at this point. Because when you're coming out with paperwork that's fake, and when you're coming out with paperwork and you're misleading what the paperwork actually is, you know what I'm saying? It just makes it hard for me to it just makes it hard for me to because they misleading with the paperwork, the order protection. You don't have to ask for order protection. That's misleading paperwork. You understand what I'm saying? Unless they can show 50 Cent asked for order of protection, showing that don't mean nothing. You understand what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. And then to lie and say that you have paperwork saying that he snitched, and then the FBI themselves came out and said the paperwork was fake. And how often do you hear the FBI talk about shit like that? So 50 beat Murder Inc. in mainstream because everyone loved an underdog, but in the streets, 50 got stabbed and shot up. 50 beat Murder Inc. in the mainstream because Murder Inc. was warring with Eminem. Eminem beat Murder Inc. The FBI beat Murder Inc. It took Eminem, the FBI, and 50 Cent to take down Murder Inc. Let's just be clear on that. I don't care who you like. I don't care who you don't like. Let's state a little bit of facts here. A little bit of facts here. The feds took down Murder Inc. He wouldn't have to. Why are you being funny, Dupree? Dupree's funny as shit. Instead of writing the word ask with a K, he write axed. You're a funny guy, Dupree. He wouldn't have to ask for order of protection because he got stabbed. That's the point that I was trying to make. He wouldn't have to ask for that. Dupree's Dupree's a funny guy. Um, yeah, he wouldn't have to ask for that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why when people say got to order protection, that don't mean anything. You're misleading, making it seem like he asked for order protection. Most likely he didn't. Um, Second, y'all said the paperwork, but the paperwork turned out that the paperwork wasn't accurate. It was a lie. So at this point, somebody has to show me something with fucking Curtis Jackson's signature on it. Um, but I will admit that shit happens around him that 100% makes it look like he is a snitch. That's why I said I don't have no opinion on it because I don't think he has, honestly, myself, but so much shit happened around him. But that's what I'm trying to say. They could just be other people doing shit and it's just benefiting him. So therefore we attributing it to him. That's it. 50 had people thinking Ja the gay rapper. So Ja tried to snitch thing. Um 50. Um um 50 did 50 did do that. 50 a funny dude. No, I don't think that's why Ja did it though. But 50 was probably doing it. 50 fucked up. You fucked up for that, 50. All right. He did do that, didn't he? I never thought Ja was gay though. Appreciate you, Low. 50 is the type of person that if you don't benefit him, don't be around him. You have to be doing something that benefits his life for him to have interest in you in a positive manner. But at the same time, I don't think that 50 Cent just goes after people. I think it's more calculated than that. DSTN says DSTN says 50 definitely had to cooperate at some point. He was in serious danger. I think he got himself out and ran with it. Don't know. 50 funniest roasts was pimping Ken. Now, something I do want to say though, regarding 50 Cent. No, regarding Ja Rule and 50. I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit was, and this is why 50 Cent is the biggest troll, is Donald Trump, because he trolled himself to a presidency. I don't know no way you could beat that. Um, how can you beat somebody literally going to presidential, um, going to debates where people who are in the running to be president is debating, and you're not talking about none of the, you're just flaming the people. Like, what the hell? Like, what? Like, who does that? You understand what I'm saying? So, Donald Trump is by far the biggest, the most successful person, that he did the most successful trolling. 50 Cent is probably a close second. I'm gonna explain why. 50 Cent made fun of Ja Rule for singing, right? And then got Ja Rule up out the game, right? And then took Ja Rule whole singing the hook shit and ran with it. That's how people do you. That's what 50 did. Am I lying? Am I lying? Why y'all think I switch up my style so much over here? Why do y'all think every couple of months I start doing something different? So my old videos could look like your new videos. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing, not a discussion for online. There's a plan, man. There's a plan. Um, yeah, he stole his style. What y'all don't understand is Ja Rule. I I can, okay, so I know, okay, so um Law 50. 50 laws of power. Law 50. Take your enemy style and run with it. You're a funny dude, man. Um, check this out. Check this out. When I try to explain to you how hot Ja Rule was, Ja Rule had control of the game like Wayne did. Remember when Wayne was the hottest shit? That's how hot Ja Rule was. For people who weren't listening to music back then, it's hard for me to explain. Go listen to Ja Rule's catalog. That's the best way I could put it. Go listen to some old Ja Rule. Go listen to his catalog. Hard for me to explain. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need 1 second. I'm gonna explain something to you. I'm gonna explain to you how hot Ja was. Y'all don't understand. I'm gonna explain to you how hot Ja was. I want y'all to go listen to some of Ja Rule's old music, right? I want y'all to go listen to some of Ja Rule's old music. And then I want y'all to listen to these auto-tune rappers of nowadays. I'm gonna say this again. I want y'all to listen to some of Ja's old music. And then I want you to go listen to some of these auto-tune rappers of nowadays. Do it. Ja birth Drake. That's a fact. That's a fact, Domaine Dupree. No, that's a fact. Ja birth Drake. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. That's why I'm trying to. That's why I don't understand all the Ja Rule hate. I don't understand all the Ja Rule hate. I don't. With it, what could I do without my baby? Yo, that whole shit. What? I do not understand the Ja Rule hate. I don't understand it. Ja birthed Drake. That's a whole fact. Ja birthed a shitload of rappers. He don't even get mentioned. Yeah, Ja Rule birthed Drake. That's a whole fact. Who said different? Drake is doing. That's the best way. Matter of fact, that's it. That's it. Ja was Drake before Drake was Drake. What Drake is doing now is how Ja was what Ja was gonna get to if not for 50 Cent. If not for 50 Cent, if not for 50 Cent, Ja would have made it to where Drake is at. Except for yeah, if not for feds, if not for the feds, if not for the feds, you're right. But if not for the feds, no, you're right. If not for the feds, just everybody attributes 50 Cent to the problem. Even I just did it. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, if not for the feds, well, he deserved to get roasted because of that Fire Festival situation. It's fucked up because see, that's what happens when you put your name at the top of something. Even if you're not the person that's the one that messed up, you're gonna get all the blame. Well, Drake is an updated version of Ja. If I don't know if you want to say better, he's updated. Um, no, there were rappers that did it before Ja Rule, I believe. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there were rappers that did it before Ja Rule, but didn't do it. Do it. You know, like Nice and Smooth. Is that a good way to put it? You remember Nice and Smooth? Nice and smooth is funky. Oh, so hip hop junkies. All we wanna do is and you remember Nice and Smooth? They did it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that they were the first ones to do it. Um, Nate Dogg had his own thing that he was doing, but yeah, Nate Dogg, he didn't necessarily rap. He sang, just in general. He was very soulful. Salute to Nate Dogg. Rest in peace. But Nate Dogg's in his own lane. There's people copying off of Nate Dogg also though. So that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Nate Dogg has his family. He got his family tree. That G Funk. That's a fact. Nate Dogg got his own family tree. That don't got shit to do with this. And Ja didn't miss no money. He writes for half of these dudes and women still. Wow. He's still writing for people? I'm not surprised. Ja's pen is dangerous. Ja's pen is bonkers. I don't know what people is talking about. Shit. Ja's pen is dangerous. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. Um, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If y'all new age rappers really want to have y'all need to start hiring some of these older rappers that don't want to rap no more, that don't rap no more, that don't mind being a ghostwriter. Just need to hire these guys because some of y'all new dudes, y'all got the fan base and all that, but y'all raps y'all just not good. I don't know what to put. I want to give a shout out to Juice World. I've been listening to Hear Me Calling like crazy lately. I want to give a shout out to Juice World. I really appreciate that. I consider Juice World hip hop now, not just because I like the song, but because of what the song actually does, and the song and some of his other music that I did here does actually represent a avenue of hip hop, which I would consider to be R&B, not rap. I don't consider him a rapper. I consider him an R&B vocalist. Shout out to Juice World. That's a fact. I don't even think he's a rapper. I think he's an R&B vocalist. I think that we need to start understanding that, and that's why I was talking the other day, and I said now I'm looking at these new artists different. Um, I don't look at XX Tentacion anymore like he was a rapper. He wasn't. He was an R&B vocalist. These guys are not rappers. They're vocalists. Just because they could write poetry, that doesn't mean they're a rapper. They're poets. I haven't heard about ODB's son yet. Don't know what to tell you. Not everybody knows how to cultivate, and I'm not talking about ODB specifically or anybody else. DJ Act got a new one. I did not know, but shit, DJ Act should do a track with me. I actually rap, and he could do his thing, and I do my thing. I come with a character and everything. A lot of these dudes is good songwriters. I'm pretty sure Young Thug, I think he be helping people make beats and shit. So yeah, so that's what they need to do, because a lot of these guys got the fan base, but they need to, you get with some of these dudes that are a little bit more technical, know how to actually rap a little, and y'all songs will get better. So this isn't even disrespect. I'm just saying, like, literally make better songs, just in general, for the public, for public consumption. Rio said she writes act stuff. Future wrote Beyonce Drunken Love. I could believe it. Yeah, Young Thug. I keep trying to explain to people, like me myself, I would not be doing this. I could not, because I don't like doing this, but I do like doing this. But I'm not really a person that really cares about acclaim or care about being noticed or care about, I don't care about that type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'd be just fine making the money and not being a public figure. Like, that's just me though. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind being a public figure. I don't mind people know, like, if they see me and somebody recognize me or some shit like that. I don't mind. I don't really care. But I appreciate uh I don't I don't really care. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like if I go somewhere and I be like, nobody knows me today. I'm not gonna, what the fuck I care? I'm like, I'm not even gonna think about it. To be honest with you. Um okay, so the story goes like this. Hold on, Bronx Bread didn't hear the story. He probably just came in. So Bronx Bread, what happened was Taxstone has a telephone interview with, who did Taxstone have that telephone interview with? Somebody put it up, please. Taxstone had a telephone interview with Ben Baller Podcast. Shout out to Ben Baller Podcast. In the interview with Ben Baller Podcast, Taxstone said that he had been speaking to N.O.R.E at some point or another, and N.O.R.E told him that 50 Cent snitched on him. What he said was, is he used to live next door to Ja Rule. When he lived next door to Ja Rule, the feds showed up one day, and he don't even know why. When the feds showed up, he asked the feds why they was there. He said, Taxstone says that N.O.R.E told him that the feds told N.O.R.E that the reason why they was there is because 50 Cent told them something that sent them to his residence. And that's why he's saying that 50 Cent is a snitch. Now, N.O.R.E used to live next door to Ja Rule at that same time. And at that same time, there was an issue with the feds. I believe this could have possibly had been around the time that Ja Rule was having a problem with the feds. So who knows why the feds went to his next door neighbor who happened to also be a rapper. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know this is just this story came from like third person down. So we don't know at this point. I didn't hear the actual interview. Maybe if I hear Tax say it itself, I get a better. I'm gonna go check the interview out. What up, Gordo? If I hear Tax say it itself, maybe I get a better understanding. I guess. Martinez, I like the discussion went. I learned some East Coast rap background stuff, but we went back to 50. Oh, you act ghostwriter? I was actually writing some bars the other day, not for nothing. Tax been brazy in the box, realizing he could have been Black Joe Rogan. Tax is his whole story about what happened with that whole situation. I guess that's like what we need to be understanding, that when you live in New York City, you're gonna go past and you running in a circle, you're gonna come across the person who you beefing with. So that's crazy because this whole situation goes down different if Tax is not alone. If Tax is with somebody, maybe they with another person or a couple of people. Maybe it's a scuffle. Maybe it's just a fight. No, he didn't want to be at the spot. Casanova invited him, I believe. Mr. Motivation says, I feel bad for Tax because he didn't even want to be at the spot. No, he didn't want to be at the spot. Casanova invited him, I believe. I got to get ready to get out of here. Cass spoke on it during his Breakfast Club interview. Billy D's YouTube streets talking. They saying you getting Nah, Tax always maintained that he's scared and that he will shoot. I just wish he would have been there with a couple of people and it would have been a fight. And then Banger would still be here. Banger got a lot of people that miss him. Aunt Learn said 50 used to be cool with Troy Ave and even went to the hospital, but when he got shot, but distanced himself when Troy said he'll take the stand. All I know is that was a terrible night. A couple of people was lost. Well, one person was lost. A couple of people was shot. Um, don't know what to tell you. Anyway, we got to pull up out of here. We got some work we got to do in the street today. We got to pull up out of here. Yo, look, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. You guys are the best. Um, I just heard about this. I think we're gonna follow this. I think we're gonna find out a little bit more about what's going on with this. We're gonna go watch the I need somebody to send me the link to that Ben Baller. Somebody can send me that link. Shout out to Euro with the $2 drop. He said BBN what's good? New music video out, Euro Energy. Go check out Euro Energy. It's probably on Spotify. Go check it out. Yo, look, I love y'all. I was watching some of it, but it was only a couple of like a minute or something like that on somebody IG. I saw a little bit of it. Salute to those guys. Salute to those guys. With all that being said, yo, look, I love y'all. Let's go do something productive today. Let's go express um some positivity. Let's go lift somebody's day up. Let's go do something productive. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta go. Wish you would have said that earlier, Aunt. Um, y'all got a battle on Friday. Maybe I'll be able to check it out. Who knows? We're actually trying to. I can't talk about it. Yo, look, I love y'all. I want everybody to go out there and be productive. Look, we gonna be great. All right. There's gonna be shit that gets in our way that's gonna try to prevent our greatness. But we're gonna shrug that shit off, bang, and we're gonna go about our day. Because we are gonna be great. Other people's greatness is not our responsibility. The only greatness that is responsible for, that we are responsible for is our own. Being great means improving the society that we are currently living in. Whatever your community is, being an asset. That's part of being great, not being a hindrance. So whatever our little ecosystem that we live in is, our wives, our children, our family members, our close friends, our work co-workers, whatever our ecosystems is that we live in, we're gonna go be great. We're gonna encourage other people to be great. Let's do that today. Let's encourage greatness in others. Let's motivate other people to live up to their um potential. Let's do that today. Motivate other people to live up to their potential. Let's do that. I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.